Hey guys, it's Godzilla1463 here. I wanted to do an update slash rant video for you. Before we get to the meat and potatoes of this video, I want to give you a quick update. M74 took it out for another range trip. Probably put out another 120, 200 rounds through it. Functioned 100% as I would expect from it. I haven't really done much to the gun, as you know from the previous update video. I still have the Magpul vertical grip on it, and I got the MOE rail section there as well. One thing I most certainly was checking while I was at the range was I was checking to see how tight these fit to the handguard. Make sure they didn't get loose when the gun got hot, and they didn't. It's still solid, which is great. I also wanted to keep an eye on the stock as well, because last time that I did on my first update video for this gun, I made mention that apparently I didn't tighten this screw down tight enough, and the stock got loose. It didn't fall off when I was firing, but it got loose, and I could feel it, rattling around. I went to the range again after this was tightened down, and it didn't move or budge at all, so that's good. I also tested all of my magazines again, make sure there's no problems with any of those. Of course, I tested the Bulgarian Circle 10 mag, which is in there right now. I tested a Tapco magazine, which functioned 100%, not surprised. I also tested those new commercial Bulgarian mags from CDNN. I don't even know if they're still importing those anymore. I couldn't tell you. But those all function 100%. And, of course, this gun functioned flawlessly. Of course, don't bring a video like this to any AK forum, or they'll mock you and ridicule you for owning a Century-made AK. Also, you might be seeing this in the background. A few weeks ago, I picked up a CZ P-07. Oh dear God, I just insulted all my fellow CZ fans by almost saying this is a Century gun. Oh gosh. Yeah, P-07 Gen 2, 9mm. Fantastic gun. I have no complaints about this thing. It is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely adore this thing. No malfunctions. It performed great. I do want to make mention, though, that I also took out the Makarov, which I don't have up here at the moment. It's downstairs. But the Makarov, it functioned okay. It did alright. We did clean the Cosblade out the best we could. We did get a couple light primer strikes with the Makarov. I'm going to assume that was ammo related, because it functioned with Wolf just fine. We had I'd say probably 2 or 3 light primer strikes with Cellular and Bellet 9x18. Is what it is. So, besides all that, the guns function flawlessly. I'll post a couple of pics I had taken after the range trip, and I'll share that with you guys. Alright, now as far as the rant is concerned, this is something I noticed, alright, and I'm part of an AK, group on Facebook, and the thing about the AK group that I'm a part of, I don't want to say they're very elitist, but they're starting to come off as that, and the AK community is starting to become an elitist type of community, which it's really starting to tick me off. I'm seeing it on AK Operators Union's page. I've been seeing it on a bunch of other AK pages on YouTube as well, and it's really starting to get on my nerves, and here's why. This is an M74 Sporter, right? And it's a fantastic gun. I've had 2 of them, and I've never had a problem with either one of them. They function 100% with every single type of ammo that I've put through them. They're reliable, they're accurate, and they work. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. She's groaning to get out of here. But anyways, basically, what happened was after the range trip, I posted some pictures on there, as most guys do on that AK group, and they say, hey, I went to the range, and here's my gun, here's how it did. I did the exact same thing for this gun, and of course I put a couple pictures of the CZ and the Makarov in there as well. And I didn't hear questions about, hey, how'd the Makarov shoot? Hey, how'd the CZ do? This is all I heard. You better check the headspace. That gun's basically a grenade. It's going to go off on you if you don't check the headspace. Or that gun's a piece of crap. You should buy an arsenal, or you should... That's all I heard. And as much as I try to divert the conversation to something a little more productive, even though I would tell them the gun functioned flawlessly and it performed fine, I've had two of them, they just kept blasting Sentry. And I told them, okay, first off, this gun is not a RAS-47. It's not an early RAS where they had a lot of the headspace problems. This isn't that gun. This is made from surplus Bulgarian military AK parts and a Nodex Spud receiver, which is a perfectly good build by any of the imagination. Okay. Of course, they just continue to go on and on and on about how this gun sucks. And this is what's getting annoying to me, and which is why I'm pretty much sick and tired of the AK community on YouTube, is unless you're buying $1,000 rifles, they're going to instantly say your gun sucks. I hate that mentality. I absolutely can't stand it. It freaking drives me nuts. I mean, you can give them all the evidence in the world. The rivets, they're snug, they're solid, they're great. The sights, there's no cant to these sights at all, but they'll tell you your gun sucks. It functioned 100%, not one malfunction out of almost, I'd say about 400 or 500 rounds. Oh, your gun sucks. This is what they'll keep telling you. I can't freaking understand it. I was on the AK Operators Union Facebook page today. Robski said he was going to review the new C39 V2 A1 or whatever they're calling it now. And immediately everyone's accusing Rob of being bought and paid for by Century Arms just because he's reviewing a Century gun and another torture test. I mean, what the heck? It's getting to be ridiculous at this point. I mean, just because, I get it, Century's had some problems in the past. What company hasn't? I mean, seriously, I'm thinking about making another Century Arms debunking video soon because it's getting to be stupid and ridiculous at this point. I mean, in all honesty, it's getting to be completely ludicrous. I'm getting absolutely sick of it. Just because the RAS-47 had issues, because, that was, of course, the first generation of them, and no one's ever really put cast parts in an AK before. It's a trial and test period for Century. Does that mean I'm going to buy a RAS-47 just because I'm talking about it? Or, no. I'm not going to buy an RAS-47 until I'm 100% guaranteed that the quality control on that specific rifle has improved. Okay? However, I don't get how that gun has anything to do with this gun. What is the RAS-47, which is a built-at-home USA AK, whereas this gun was assembled in the United States, but it wasn't built here. I mean, it wasn't. The parts were not manufactured here. They're manufactured overseas, maybe except for the Nodex Spud receiver. That's about it. It's getting to be ridiculous. This elitism crap in the AK community has got to stop. It really has got to stop. These are probably some of the most common AK-74s on the market. Or I should say, they're the most common AK-74s in the country. Why am I saying that? Because these were affordable. These are about $500 to $600 for the majority of their lifespan. Century's not making these anymore. Century's trying to get away from their import stuff. They're trying to get away from that and focus on their in-house building. You can just go and check out Century's website and look at their catalog. There's very few built guns anymore. Like custom builds. They're pretty much just all in-house building, RAS, C39, all that stuff. That's the route they're wanting to go. But these guns are very proven. I mean, look at Ian from Forgotten Weapons on In Range TV. In his latest AK-74 versus AR-15 series of videos, he's running a Century Arms M74 Sporter against a fairly high-end, or I should say custom-made, not really high-end, but your average AR-15, and it's shooting accurately out to 200-300 yards. Not one malfunction. Oh, but that gun sucks just because it's Century. It's getting to be stupid at this point. I mean, it's really getting to be stupid at this point. The blanket hatred for one company, and this can be said about any company, any one gun that has some issues, they instantly assume the whole company sucks. And it was an early version of the gun, and yet they're going to blame this gun for the early problems of the early RAS-47s. It's just freaking repulsive. I mean, seriously, the AK community should be ashamed of themselves. For in the early days, the AK community lambasted the AR-15 guys for being elitists, while the AK guys now are turning into elitists. It's getting to be ridiculous at this point. It's really getting annoying. And that's kind of why I've been staying away from YouTube, to be honest, because I don't really feel like really getting involved with the the gun community as a whole right now, just because they're just getting to be anal retentive. I mean, honestly, they're just you know, they're getting to become arrogant jerks, and it's not fun anymore. It's not fun to go to the range and say, hey, hey, I'm shooting this AK, without someone saying, oh, well, it's not an arsenal, I guess it sucks. I don't know. Rant complete. Take it for what it's worth. I'll post more updates on this gun. If I have any problems, I'll let you guys know. But it's 100% for me. Can't say the same for you, but works great for me. See you guys later.